Thank you. Thank you, Aditi. These are lovely chocolates. I'm going to share it with the entire team. Yeah, you are not supposed to tell my age.
मतलब you actually turned 45. मुझे लगा
पता है, मुझे क्या बोल रहा हूँ?
38, 39.
मैं क्या बोल रहा हूँ?
फिर मैंने जानबूझ के बोला so you correct me but really मैं सही थी. Not live yet, right?
Oh, we're 100% live.
Bye.
Shivam was extra. Thank you. This is my birthday gift that Aditi so kindly has got. What are these, Aditi? Chocolates?
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. I'm going to eat them after the show is done.
Yeah, you must.
So there is a game coming up, which is
The Sunrisers Hyderabad versus the Kolkata Knight Riders at the Rajiv Gandhi Stadium in Hyderabad.
It sounds like a PTA report.
Yeah, but a team on 8th position, a team on 9th position, they are fighting for the survival. They are all but out, first of all. But which is very hard for me to say as being a KKR fan, but that's true. They are all but out and they will be fighting for bare minimum,
Not finishing last,
yeah,
basically.
at least.
so two KKR fans in the house in Shane Dias and Saransh, another of the KKR fans. But I am surprised. Okay, let me look at the points table. You're saying all but out, which means mathematically they have
Yes, mathematically.
Yeah.
both
They have a
teams
chance?
can. Yes.
Mathematically, even Delhi have a chance.
Actually. No team is actually officially mathematically out
Yeah.
yet. Not even DC.
Even Delhi has a chance to make it to the play.
You don't want to leave it to chance.
No, of course not. That's why they are all but out. But mathematically, it is not impossible because 6 points. There's 5 matches left. You win 5 of those, 2 5s are 10.
16.
You get to 16. So it's actually not out of the equation yet. But again, I don't think any of those teams at the bottom 3 really have that much hope. Because Punjab have played the same number of games or will have played the same number of games after today's match and they already have 10 points. So realistically, you're hoping that a lot of teams, and you'll actually have to win every game. It's not, there's no margin for error. The margin for error went when you lost 4 matches on the trot as KKR did. So there was no margin for error. And now, to be fair, it has happened in 2021, but there was a break in the season. So I don't see that happening this time.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, of course, hope.
make the playoffs,
उम्मीद
then
पे
you
दुनिया
might-
कायम है, my friend. But yeah,
Again, कहीं ना कहीं से तो आपको उम्मीद चाहिए होगी ना और वही है।
yeah.
बाकी सब हार जाए.
हाँ मतलब मैं तो कम से कम मैं
Who cares about the other teams?
No, but honestly, both KKR fans, with the way your team has played, do you think that miracle can happen?
No.
The best thing about miracle is that it can happen anytime. But the point is,
Arre, but-
it should not happen now because
No, I'll give an example. Like, remember that season where Mumbai pulled off the miracle? They were losing. But you knew that Mumbai team had it in them to
Correct.
win.
yeah.
That's my question. Do you see this KKR team has it in them?
No.
So that's a honest confession.
Yes, I think 2 or 3 players are carrying this whole team.
Says the RCB fan.
Why do we have to?
KGF?
It's a KKR versus SRH
No,
match.
Siraj's ahead of KKR.
KGFS.
हाँ,
But okay.
नहीं, I
But
think
KGF have also
it's
Kohli and Faf.
No, actually.
match
But you see, they are not one match wonders. Okay. They're
That's true.
performing in every match.
They consistently they fired.
Yeah.
That I agree with.
KKR on the other hand are like
They've had-
miraculous performance.
some player or the
sometime.
other will
Pull the rabbit out of the
yeah,
hat. Let's say.
and they will take like Rinku, Venkatesh hit a century, but they lost the match, that match. But some of the players, the problem is those big names, Andre Russell, Sunil Narine, they have failed to fire on
Yeah.
that given day, and that's why KK have lost some of the very near losses. In the last match, they played
Gujarat.
that inning where Russell took to the 31 out of 60. or
That was
70.
Delhi.
Against Delhi. That Delhi game, they should have won, but now, see. And I think they also, that this is what I feel. I think it's time I've come to reshuffle the team. Get rid of these big names. And you have to invest in those.
Yeah, but they invested. I just think, in fact, their younger talent
Has not
was
stepped
not
up.
really doing justice to the team. Because see, in terms of big stars, each team will go with a few big stars, and I think Kolkata on that hand have it. I agree that 2 things that really haven't worked for them in their big stars is like Narine not being in form, and then even Andre Russell. Now, I mean, the good sign for them is last match he got some runs. So at least if you're hoping that law of averages, he's had all the bad games that he was supposed to have this season, and from here on he gets into that groove of good games. Maybe that's the only positive. But if these two had been in great form, then maybe the support cast could have helped them.
Correct.
But I think their Indian talent and that batting order in the middle didn't inspire too much of confidence. But remember, this is a grudge game, because they've already played this season once, and which game Sunrisers Hyderabad won. They in fact went to Kolkata and beat them in their home ground. So it's pretty much like how the other game panned out between RCB Lucknow. If you remember, Lucknow went there, won, and RCB was so keen to go back and beat them in their home ground. I'm guessing in that sense Kolkata Knight Riders would be feeling that now we're going to Hyderabad, we need to do the same thing what they did to us when they played at home. So a grudge game in all of that. We'll look at the playing 11 once they are ready, but Kolkata have won the toss. That's the first thing that we know, and they've decided to, no surprise, bat first.
Correct.
Because as the tournament is progressing, more and more teams are choosing to bat first. That's what Nitish Rana has done too.
And we have the Kolkata Knight Riders playing 11.
Yeah.
So it's with Rahmanullah Gurbaz, Jason Roy opening for them, Venkatesh Iyer.
Also, is it the first time they're opening together?
Together, yes.
Yeah, together.
Because last game, earlier Jason Roy was playing, and then Gurbaz was out, and Gurbaz came back in. Jason Roy had a bit of a stomach bug or
Liton
something.
Das in that only game. Yeah, Liton Das opened with Roy that game.
Bit of a stomach bug or whatever, and
now
then
he's back. Rahmanullah Gurbaz on the top with Venkatesh Iyer, Nitish Rana, Andre Russell, Rinku Singh, Sunil Narine, Shardul Thakur, Vaibhav Arora, Harshit Rana and Varun Chakravarti.
So you've dropped Jagadish, which I think comes as no surprise. He didn't really make the most of his chances. He was playing an anchor role at the top of the order and adding extra pressure on the other guy. So I think you went with the right call, and I think they'll, they've gone with an extra batsman, as he said, because I think they're playing 8 batters, so they'll sub out one of the batters.
Suresh Sharma will come in, I think. Suresh will,
right.
Bowl for them.
So that's the playing 11. I think it's, and considering there's no Umesh, that's very interesting. Finally, I think his poor run of form catches up with him.
no, but then who are their fast bowlers? Shardul is one,
Vaibhav is
Vaibhav
there,
is
Harshit.
and Harshit Rana. Yes, okay.
Russell can chip in.
He'll not just chip in, he's probably been your best wicket-taking bowler this year.
Yeah, but he'll chip in a few overs today as well.
Okay, so basically the pitch report says that it's a typical Hyderabad pitch. There is no grass on it. There will be some sort of moisture, and there has been a bit of rain around, as we said, towards the eastern side. This is south, but eastern side of southern India, which is near the Bay of Bengal. That side you're still getting some rain, and of course the north. So it might be slow, the pitch. Spin is going to be critical in this game, and both teams have good spinners, but I think on that count KKR slightly better off with the spin that they've got. So if you remember, they pointed out that Akshar picked up wickets here in the previous game. So there has been a significant degree of spin in this crowd. As I mentioned, KKR spin trio is going to be very, very happy. And because of the slow pace of the wicket, batters will also have to be very careful with where they bat. I think this is more a build your inning sort of a pitch, and I think team batting first would be happy that put a target, because even if you put a par total around 160ish, 170, maybe that will be good, but around that then you'd fancy yourself, and KKR I think on that have decided to do that bat first, get a decentish total, and then let the spinners do the job for them. So that's the pitch for now.
That even Markram said when he was asked, he said that no, we would have definitely bat it first as well. So this is definitely a bat first pitch. It's going to get a little bit slower. So you want to make best use of the conditions batting up front. Definitely.
Right. I believe today's match will also come down to how you play spin, because then I believe Sunrisers have an edge towards when it comes to batting, because they have a lot of Indian players who are Indian batters, better else, that are batting, and Abhishek Sharma, Mayank Agrawal, all these Indian young players. I think
Abhishek Sharma last game was
phenomenal. Yeah.
He was like batting on a different pitch. Everyone else was struggling, and he was like batting on a different pitch.
That's why I believe Hyderabad has an edge today.
So that's interesting. As we're pointing out, because it's a spin-friendly pitch, we all believe that spinners KKR better. But as Gargi points out, maybe batting wise SRH better. So kind of evens out the game and also sets up a mouth-watering encounter.
Yes.
Like better spin bowlers versus a better batting
lineup.
unit of against spin. By the way, there's a batsman there in the SRH rank who's very good against spin is Klassen that they've got, right? So he loves batting against spinners. So how he goes, if I'm not mistaken, the last game that they won against KKR, did he get some runs?
No, that was mostly Brook.
Brook got 100.
Century, yeah.
The only 100.
Only 100.
After that, he's been sleeping.
After that, he went back to Brook pre-KKR. That one match was like a flashpoint.
But there's
That's
something
it.
about these all players, when they are in KKR, they'll not fire. Once they're released or not retained, they'll go to another franchise and they'll have a freakish season. And
Or against
and KKR
KKR.
is one of the teams who have conceded most of the most hundreds against them. One of the
Correct.
teams, yeah.
Yeah.
They don't have a good record in
I
that
think
regard.
teams like to score against KKR. They like to, score hundreds and
Yeah, Rohit's only IPL ton has come against KKR. One.
See.
And that too in Eden, which of course shouldn't come as a surprise considering he loves hitting big scores at Eden Garden. But yeah, I think today, since we're talking about batters and spin, I think KKR's middle order will actually come into play a lot more today because it's pretty much packed with guys who are much better against spin. Rinku maybe being the exception, but otherwise,
Iyer.
exactly, the likes of Nitish Rana and Venkatesh Iyer are far better against spin. Rana in particular, again, Delhi captain, has played on those wonderfully slow Kotla pitches that you get.
I'm excited to see their opening pair because Jason Roy consecutive half centuries before he was ruled out due to an injury. Then Rahmanullah Gurbaz was firing as well. Now how they two back together, that's very interesting to see.
I would have been more excited to watch them if this was Kolkata, truth be told. That pitch would have suited both of them like crazy. Nice batting track coming onto the ball nicely. I think that would be ideal. But again, I think if they take their time and get their eye in. And Roy, by the way, is someone who has no trouble against spin.
Yeah.
He was hitting one into Asaranga also, so it's okay.
Roy against Bhuvneshwar Kumar, that opening over in Bhuvneshwar swing. Roy.
By the way, interesting. Let's take a look at both teams. We've looked at Kolkata Knight Riders, and we all believe that because they are at the moment going to be batting first, so their sub's going to be a bowler, and most likely it is Suyash Sharma, right?
Yeah.
He comes in, that's for certain, and a batsman goes out. But look at SRH. There is no Rahul Tripathi today in that 11.
Leading wicket taker.
Wicket taker?
Sorry, run scorer. Sorry. Then-
Is he the leading run scorer?
Yeah.
Tripathi.
Brook, by the way, despite getting 100, has been.
in those 8-9 matches he's played.
Okay, so interestingly, Rahul Tripathi is in the SRH impact
Yeah,
sub
yeah.
bench,
He'll
100%.
Come in.
he'll
Back
come.
late.
Obviously Tripathi will come in back.
Okay. Yeah, so you're saying maybe a Kartik Tyagi? Is it first game this season?
I think
he came for one game, if I'm not mistaken.
I think it is.
I think it's his
First
first. I
game.
think it's his first.
first.
He played a few games last year and the year before. This time around, I don't recall him playing a match.
I don't know. I have a feeling that he came in to a game earlier. Maybe I could be wrong.
We can check that, but I think it's very weird. They're going in with one spinner? That's it?
It is his first game.
Huh.
Markham said on the toss that he was injured for a while and was training.
Correct.
Okay, so one spinner
Exactly.
for SRH,
Yeah.
which is Mayank Markande.
So
they'll get Markram to bowl. Exactly. Markram will bowl. So in their bowling, you've got Natarajan, Kartik Tyagi, Bhuvneshwar Kumar. Marco Jansen comes back because he dropped the last game. So he's come back. So that's 4 seamers
Yeah.
and 2 spinners in Mayank Markande and Adam Akram. They've gone with Abdul Samad in the 11 and not Rahul Tripathi. I don't know.
Yeah, because I would want Rahul Tripathi there, probably the safer fielder.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't understand.
Yeah,
Although
it's a bit of a weird
Does
selection.
he bowl?
Abdul Samad does technically bowl, we just
Yeah.
haven't seen it in a long time.
But I don't think they
They're not
pick
counting
someone
him.
who hasn't bowled in the season to bowl today. I don't know.
No, they won't. That's what I'm saying. It's a pretty.
Markram will go. I think only Markram will go.
Oh, which is why. Okay, can anybody tell me why they must have done this and gone with that?
I mean, I don't know. But then we've seen that happen. Even yesterday, you had Sky on the bench for whatever reason. You could have subbed in a younger player rather than Sky. But I don't know. Here also, Tripathi is arguably your best batsman, should be one of your first names in the 11. Is there is an impact sub? I don't get it. But I also don't understand their bowling lineup, truth be told. It's too few spinners, right?
Yep.
I would have probably brought in, what's his name? Adil Rashid, who's kind of been put on ice in recent times. I would have brought him in for this match. Would be the kind of pitch that suits him nicely. If we had two leg spinners there, would have troubled the KKR batsmen a lot. I don't know. It's a confusing lineup for sure. Although they're batting, I think this is the kind of match, by the way, that will suit a Mayank Agarwal. There's not going to be that pressure on him to play with aggressive intent from ball one. And plus, if he's partnered with Abhishek, if he can get like 30-40 runs also,
Then
even
that's fine. Yeah, I mean,
Exactly.
you're giving at least something to the batting lineup so that, you know, the middle order batters don't come in and crumble under the pressure. So I think, yeah, it very well could be Mayank Agrawal and Abhishek Sharma's game today.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think though, I mean, I don't know. I think you may not even see Mayank open. I have a sneaking suspicion they will promote Harry Brook again.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't think it won't.
You'd want him to get use of the new ball. Otherwise, in the middle overs, the spinners will choke him.
And Mayank Agrawal comes in at 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think they'll go with Mayank.
I mean, see, I'm just thinking, isn't the last match he opened against Kolkata got 100?
That was a different. I think it's because of the venue there. There was a batting wicket there was. So, but today opening with them, I don't think they'll go. They'll risk it. They might go.
Yeah, and if they do, I hope to God KKR bring on a spinner. Last time I remember crying myself hoarse over it. Please God, bring on a spinner, bring on a spinner. By the time they brought on a spinner, he was already set, so it didn't really matter. You need to get him early with the spin. That's the key. So, come on, someone else can.
we have some.
I'm picking my dream 11.
Okay.
Really?
Yes.
Did we just shout them out?
No, not that actually.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm on a different platform.
Yeah.
I mean, I meant, what is that? Fantasy
Fantasy
11.
11.
Fantasy
Yes.
11.
Okay, we can take a few supers still then. We have Ajit Giri who's asking, is Karan a better captain than Shikhar Dhawan? Shikhar looks mellow.
I think a few of your best wins came under Shikhar Dhawan, so
Yeah, and Shikhar is always mellow. If you know the guy, he's into like meditation and
This Shikhar 2.0 is very. He has accepted in a few interviews as well that now I am happy in everything whatever is coming in front of me. And he's always chit chatting, always laughing around people, around the players, and I think it's an unfair comparison first of all to compare Karan with Shikhar.
I don't think there's anything wrong with being mellow. You don't have to be. Just being an aggressive captain isn't
Guys keep
the.
talking about being mellow.
I know.
I am.
Yeah.
No, but the cricketer you support is
Okay, but what I'm saying is, being an aggressive
Not.
captain is not the only mold.
yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Plus, India is one of India's best captains.
Yeah,
Was Captain Cool.
Acha, show me the 11 now. I can pay full attention to. I have made, just to let you know, I have made Klaasen my captain today.
Ooh,
And I think I've made Marco Jansen my vice captain.
that's a,
I'm going all South Africa today. In the mood of South Africa.
if they had two vice captains, you could have made Makram. He'll also bowl a bit today.
By the way, last game also when I played, I got Abhishek. I didn't make him captain. I got Abhishek in my team. He gave me lots of points.
Yeah.
I won a little bit of
You
money.
won?
So well.
You won?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah,
Little.
not much, little bit. All down to Abhishek Sharma. That's why I got reminded that last game I played an SRH game and I won some decent money. So I said, let me quickly make a team, which I have. I've also risked in a few players. And I'm just hoping that Rahul Tripathi is that impact sub because I've put him in my 11. I think he will be.
There's no one else you can pick out really who would come in.
Yeah. And in terms of KKR, I've also gone with Suyash. So I hope he's the one and nobody else. Because the ones they got Anukul Roy in also.
Yeah, there was the Delhi match. There was a batting collapse, so you needed a bat and bowling option. So you brought in Anukul Roy.
Yeah, I hope that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Otherwise, yeah, team looks good. But on paper, let's look at the batting because KKR are going to be batting first. The batting lineup now with Gurbaz and Jason Roy together looks strong. That opening pair now looks strong. Venkatesh Iyer has been decent form at 3. Nitish Rana also decent, hot and cold but decent. Russell showed you a glimpse last game. At number 5, Rinku has been there, consistent performer at 6. Sunil Narine not so great with the bat, but I
not
think
so great with the
Shardul
ball.
might come at 7 maybe.
Could be.
Because they sent him number 3.
He was sent in number. That's what's wrong with this team. You cannot. You always there is a problem of opening pair that's been for years now with the KKR. Then you suddenly will send Shardul to number 3. Narendra will bat at
Number 3.
Oh, that's been an
Not
issue.
having that set, there should be a set batting position.
Normally, when teams use floaters, it's a one-off thing. With KKR, you're used to them using floaters. There'll be a Narayan. Now you have Shardul, one match he hit 60. Chalo, let's send him at number 3.
He played 3 balls, got on a 4th ball, and they went
Well,
back.
I'm surprised, earlier it was okay, but now they've got Chandrakant Pandit, I thought, because they should do this all the time. I was like, now maybe some sanity will prevail, but no.
I think the problems run a little deeper than Mr. Pandit.
So it's higher up than his pay grade also.
I mean, Shreyas Iyer confirmed as much last year.
Actually, he did.
Actually, we miss him also really badly in this 11.
You did.
With Shreyas there, the middle order looks a lot more solid. Last year also, he wasn't setting the stage on fire, but what runs he got, then 300, 350 runs, strike rate of 139, 40 times. Useful, helped steady you over, especially considering last year more often than not, your opening pair was not doing anything. Which is, to be fair, continued on this year as well.
True, they're missing him. But yeah, now look at their batting, looks pretty good. On the bowling front, their 3 spinners again will have to come to the fore. Just I think their fast bowling looks a bit weak, at least in experience.
Yeah.
With Vaibhav Arora, Harshit Rana, and Shardul also not in not getting to do his 4 overs.
I think he's
been
fit.
injured as
Yeah.
well. That's what I'm saying. So the only one now who's again an all-rounder and primarily in the team as a batsman, Andre Russell, you're going to rely on. So I think their fast bowling seems to be the weaker point right now. Whereas, see, now the contrasting thought, whereas SRH have gone so strong in their fast bowling department. Just look at their fast bowling today. Natarajan been in decent form. Bhuvi has been very good this season. Marco Jansen, can pick up wickets. So these are 3 good bowlers, and Karthik Tyagi coming back. I mean, he had a good season last time, but I'm coming back from an injury, so maybe not I'm not counting him alongside those 3 other bowlers that I mentioned. But still, a far more experienced guy than Vaibhav Arora, Harshit Rana that they've got. So their fast bowling, in fact, SRH's looks very, very good. And spin not that bad with Markande and Makram. Again, slightly less than KKR's, but not bad entirely. So bowling front, I'd give SRH better marks, but batting KKR's looking better to me. Because in SRH's case, now look at their batting. Mayank not in great form. Abhishek was outstanding, but that's been one inning. Markram's really not got going. Klassen's been okay, average.
Hot and cold at
Yeah,
times.
middling sort of a season. Brook, clearly now, I'm not going to count that 100. I mean, because, that was just one high. Other than that, I'd see, if I look at his entire season, it's not been a great season for me. Abdul Samad also not a great time for him. Jansen with a bat is not a bad option, but again, batting wise, they are not that great. KKR looks stronger. Bowling wise, maybe SI. But dare I say, overall, now when I look at the balance of 2 teams, KKR looks slightly the better team to me.
Slightly. I think if they had one decent...
Just based on form.
If they had one decent Indian pacer, they'd be outright favourites. You need one experience, and I think Shardul, unfortunately, is not bowled much. And even when he does bowl, we know what his template is. Leak runs, get wickets. So you need someone who can really be the leader. It was supposed to be Umesh. To be fair, he had a good half season last year. This year, he's been absolutely out of sorts. So in that regard, what happened to Umran?
He leaked so many runs.
He's not even on the bench.
But there's no point having him on the bench.
True.
Because either you play him anyway. Because they're bowling right now, there's no point having him on the bench because they'll need a batter coming in second half. So, but he leaked a lot of runs. I punted on him also last game in my fantasy 11.
Didn't work.
Got me negative points. So good, he's out of the 11.
You were saying?
No,
I was thinking about Umesh and Shardul's comparison. I was thinking about, Umesh also leaked some, he was not in the great form in this season as well.
This year, the one thing he was doing...
Last year's Umesh was some, every time he caught a wicket in the first or second over, that ball moving here and there. But now...
And I'm having questions about his approach because I remember last year, early on at least first 2 overs, he was mostly seam up. This time around, he's been going scrambled more often than not. And I'm like, why? What are you trying to accomplish here?
I think it might have a lot to do with injuries. I mean, there have been a lot of injuries with
Yeah, but he coming off a good season because he was part of the test team. He played test matches also versus Australia.
And was very good.
Yeah, he was good. Yeah.
Do you think this whole WTC final thing is going on the players' mind, like Shardul Thakur, Umesh, who are in the squad.
No, but
So-
going on mind for what? You'd want to do better, right?
But they are saving themselves from.
Nobody does that.
No, when see what SP Roy is saying. He's saying apparently Umesh is also not fit. So you can add to that list of injury woes.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's not good for India.
it's not at all.
Yeah.
एक ही नाम से नहीं देता.
India. Exactly, and that's not good for India.
It's actually not good because again,
yeah.
you were threadbare in the bowling department anyway. You were most likely expecting that Umesh could very well be stepping in.
The good thing is that your two top bowlers, which
Are
is
fine.
Siraj and Shami, have been outstanding this IPL.
Protect them at all costs.
Yeah, yeah,
Wrap them in cotton wool at this point.
Careful, they are heroes. Careful.
yeah.
What is that? Bubble paper?
Bubble wrap.
Bubble wrap. And
Uh-huh.
send them out on the field.
Cotton wool.
Yeah, cotton wool is the phrase, but sentiment well taken. Yeah.
Yeah, keep them wrapped in that. At least those two are in good form. I mean, you'll have to look at, if assuming Umesh also not fit, you'll have to look at maybe an Ishant,
Yeah,
or
yeah,
a
yeah.
Deep.
Arshdeep, or a Bhuvneshwar also. If you
Yeah,
need some sort of experience. Bhuvneshwar has been good this IPL.
Will he want to play a test match, even a one-off? That's another
Sure,
thing.
Why not? Why not? I mean, swinging conditions.
He's your man.
He's
your
brilliant
man.
while opening
When was the last time you played a test match? I think it's.
Maybe
Long ago,
17 or 18, I think. I'm not sure. I'll have to check.
No, but then what are your options, na? You tell me. Even someone like an Ishant's been some time since he's played a test match. What do you do? You go, I think between Ishant, Bhuvi, if you ask me, in English condition, I'd go with Bhuvi. If it was Australia, hit the deck sort of a bowler, may go with an Ishant. But right now, what are your options? Unless you go with your three, which Shardul becomes the third, and then two spinners, then yeah.
But I think they'll go with 4 fast bowlers.
No.
Depending on the conditions there. I don't think they'll take a call now. You take everyone there because English summer can be so unpredictable. Suddenly it could be like those 4-5 days could be really hot.
Yeah.
And or suddenly it could be completely wet and grey. So
Correct.
you don't know. I think they'll take their entire squad and then there take a call what they do. Yeah.
Anyways, I think after the league matches are over, half of the squad is going away to England to practice for the
Yes.
WTC. So I think Shardul's going there.
But considering KKR aren't making the playoffs, sure.
I think so. Ajit Giri had a question. He's saying, is Karan a better captain than Dhawan?
We took it.
We took it.
Huh? You
We
did?
didn't agree with his assessment.
No?
Not agreed.
But last game, I thought Dhawan wasn't really on the spot. Last game.
Yeah. Against Mumbai, his bowling changes were questionable.
His opening buddy Rohit Sharma. Rohit Sharma asked him what we should do,
And after once he asked him, then when he was asked in the toss that would you ask him, he said, I asked him what to do. He told me, you bowl first, so I have decided to bowl first. So not only did he ask him, in his own words, he even did what he was told.
and even when asked.
Sometimes you ask just for, courtesy's sake or fun or whatever.
Okay, Shikhar Singh, we will bowl first. And Shikhar said we would have bowled first as well. Shikhar said we would have bowled first as well.
Imagine, yeah.
That was some true and honest advice to his opening buddy Rohit.
Okay, game started. Quick predictions before we wrap up. Any super chats? Or
I think we have that one from
no, this you took, right?
We
Yeah.
have taken the.
not the first half.
Acha, quickly.
Where he says that I think he says that's SP Roy says that Roy Gurbaz could very well be the opening pair for the next season too, but KKR have also signed Johnson Charles as a replacement for Litton. Hopefully we win today. Yes, SP Roy, relate to that sentiment entirely.
He's alive.
Okay, so quickly predictions.
168 and SRH win.
Okay, no Mehraj, she's not. Next one, quickly. Acha. Thank you, Shubham, for your kind words. Ajit saying, shouldn't he be dropped for all games? Well, depend on how the others go.
Yeah, what if Karthik Tyagi also leaks runs?
Yeah. Yep, talking about leaking runs, there's a 4 of Bhuvneshwar's delivery. Okay, you've given your prediction.
Yes.
I think it's around 185, 190, and KKR will win.
Yeah.
I was going over 178 in a KKR win.
You also went with KKR. No, you
No,
went with
I
SRH.
went with
I'll also
Hyderabad.
go. Though I said on paper KKR looks stronger, but I'm going with SRH, evening it out 2 versus 2. So I'm saying KKR get 162
Okay.
and SRH.
62, 68. He's around
Ooh,
130.
beautiful.
Ooh.
Want to change?
Too early.
Wickets will fall.
Okay, Shivam's going with SRH.
Okay.
So now 3-2.
Sarthak, you go with KKR, even it out again. There we go.
So
There we
done.
go. Well, you're my man.
Split 3 between 3. See you guys. Thanks for your company. Mid innings. Bye bye.